Hey everybody, Chad here. In this video, we're going to talk about Thailand, but we're going to compare living in a resort versus living or staying in a condo. And I'm kind of going to put it more towards a vacation. Like, as a vacationer, if you want to come visit Thailand for a vacation for a couple weeks, even a month, or maybe even you're here kind of a shorter stay, like 3 months, like, should you live in a resort or should you venture out and get a condo? What are the pros and cons to this? I mean, long term, I'll be honest with you right up front, long term, you're really going to want to shift to a condo or a house. But let's get rocking and rolling. And, I'm kind of a great person to talk about this because I live in Thailand, but the first year I lived in Thailand, I lived in a resort. So I did resort living for 1 year, and I lived in the same resort most of the time. Then after that, I went home visit family, and I came back. Now I'm in Hua Hin, but now I live in a condo. So what are the perks? What are the pros and cons? Especially if you're coming for a vacation. You know, what are the things to kind of look out for? What are the things that you should be aware of? So let's get rocking. Now in a resort, and a resort is really cool. If you're coming from Europe, the U.S., resorts are very, very cheap in Thailand. As far as you comparing it to US dollar, US price, you compare it to how much a resort would be in your own country. And when you compare it like that, it's very, very reasonable. I mean, resorts can range anywhere from like $20 a night, sometimes up to $100 a night, but you can get a really, really good resort for anywhere from 20 to 50 bucks a night. I mean, that's crazy reasonable when you compare it to your own country. I'm comparing apple to an apple. I'm comparing a resort. I'm comparing a hotel. I'm not comparing it as like if you're paying rent. So you can get a very fantastic resort for like 50 bucks. You can even get cheaper than that if you want. So if you look around online, you can get, you can go as cheap as you possibly can, and you can still stay in a really nice resort, a really nice hotel. Now, with that, the standard resorts, what I do like about it is most of them have pools. Okay, like you see kind of behind me. Now I'm in a condo. I'm not in a resort, so this is my condo. Uh, so most of them come with pools. Most resorts come with there's a bar right by the pool, so you can drink by the pool, you can eat by the pool. Now, okay, this is the thing: you can't bring your own food and own drinks when you're in a resort because, of course, they want you to spend money at the resort. They don't want you to go to 7-Eleven, buy beer, and bring it by the pool. I mean, you pretty much have to buy everything at their bar, at their restaurant there on the resort. But what's cool, if you want to come down, relax by the pool, you have a bar right by the pool. You can order drinks, cocktails. Lots of times they have espresso bars in the morning. You can sit by the pool, drink a coffee, so forth and so forth, as long as you buy it there. The resort I stayed at was out of Mantra. They actually had 3 pools. Okay, and so that was like really nice. Then if you're in a prime location where it's easy to kind of walk, you want to look for that, where it's easy to get around, easy to walk to. It's easy to walk to a lot of attractions. What you want to do, you don't have to rely on public transportation so much. You don't have to rely on having a motorbike or having a car. It's easy for public transportation. It's easy to jump on a motorbike taxi and go places, but you want to find something rather you're at least close to stuff that you want to do, so you don't have to rely on uh, public transportation 100% of the time. I mean, some resorts you're fine. I say this because some resorts are just right in the middle of nowhere. so, so you're just like, oh my God, if I stayed here, I would have to take a taxi everywhere or rent a motorbike. Uh, so that being said, location is going to be really look at the location, what it's around, how far it is away from stuff, what you want to do. So you don't have to rely on taking taxis 100% of the time. You can. That being said, usually a resort, of course, they come with a cleaning service. They're going to clean your room every day, fresh towels. They're going to replenish all your shampoos and stuff like that. You don't have to deal with that. Uh, you can run the air conditioner all day long because you don't have to pay electricity. So you can have that sucker running all day long if you want. You can put it as cold as you possibly can get it. And a couple of simple things. is usually a resort will come with everything. You know, your room anyway. Like it will come with towels. It will come with, if it has a small kitchen, a small fridge. It will come with an iron. It will come with an ironing board, dry cleaning. It will come with all this like little stuff that usually a standard resort or a high-end standard resort is going to offer you perks. Okay, sometimes they'll have laundry services and stuff like that. So it comes with all those perks of a standard resort. Now let's kind of flip over to our condo. The reason why I bring up these corny stuff is because when we start talking about a condo, but really with condos, especially in Thailand, a condo, when you rent a condo, no matter if you rent it for 2 days, 2 nights, a week, 2 weeks, it's going to be way, way different from a resort living. Okay. You might not actually like it. Like, I don't know if, if I stayed here only for a week and after living in a resort, I don't know if I would really like it. I like it because I'm living a long stay here, but there's more perks with a resort as far as a short time. As far as I'm only there for a couple weeks or a few weeks or maybe a month. The way more perks with a resort than a condo. So let me explain. Like a condo, a lot of these condos here, I have a one bedroom. So when I rented it, signed the contract, went in, checked the unit, did everything like that. When I moved in, the condo didn't come with anything. You know what I mean? I mean, it came with just very, very basic stuff. It came with a bed, a TV, a refrigerator. Now, the only thing with a condo, you do have a big refrigerator. It's not a resort like a tiny fridge. You do have a big fridge, so you can go grocery shopping and all that jazz. It comes with a really small kitchen, and that's about it. And it comes with like a great big, cabinet in the bedroom for all your clothes, but very, very simple. Like, most of the owners here, when they buy a unit, they don't put a lot of money into the actual inside of the unit. It's very basic, just to rent out the room, rent it out for 2 weeks. So that's what I mean. Like, there's not a whole lot in your room. It's very, very basic setup versus like what you would actually get inside a resort. Okay, you have a maid coming in cleaning every day. It could be very high end in a resort versus a condo. A condo can be, sometimes when you step into your room in the beginning, it can kind of be very cheesy or a very cheesy setup to kind of be nice. And I'll give you some examples here. Like, for example, like when I came into my room, I mean, there's no pictures on the wall. Um, like, I had to buy a fan. I do have air conditioners in there, but you don't want to run air all the time because I pay the electricity. So I went out and bought a fan. Now a fan's a big deal because even because the room's about 37 square meters. So that's pretty standard for Thailand. And a fan's a pretty big deal. It does cool off your place uh, more than you think it does. So you don't have to run air 24/7. You run air 24/7, you're going to pay a higher electricity bill. So I had to go buy a fan. I had to go buy knives, like in the kitchen. They only gave me one little knife, a simple knife. I had to go buy cutting board knives. I had to buy a rice cooker. I had to buy a blender. I had to buy pictures to put on a wall if I just wanted to stare at blank walls. I actually, for my balcony, I actually had to buy the table and chairs for the balcony, like balcony table and chairs, so I go out and sit on the balcony. It's just like common stuff you think it would already come with, but I had to buy it. I had to buy an ironing board. It didn't even come with an iron. In a lot of these units, you're using Airbnb. Someone comes in for a week and they don't have an iron, they don't have an ironing board, they don't have knives. They go grocery shopping and cut fruit and cut. I mean, that's what I mean by cheesy. Like, a lot of the owner, a lot of people that come in and buy the units, they put in very little money inside the unit and they just start renting it out. And that's what I mean. Like, it could be a disappointment if you're on vacation and you're really here vacationing and you really want a really nice room. I would actually linger towards a resort rather than a condo. Now, another thing you want to be aware of with condos, I want to bring up, is that condos have a lot of rules, more than you think they do. Okay, especially here because here again, like I said, the owners don't live here. There might be a couple owners that live here, but everybody else rents. Okay, and they're renting for vacation. They're here for a couple weeks, whatever. Well, I mean, they have a lot of rules. Like you're not allowed to here. You're not allowed to eat by the pool. You're not allowed to bring drinks down by the pool. You're not allowed to drink alcohol by the pool. You're not. They have a like a barbecue station up here. You're not allowed to use the barbecue station. You know what I mean? There's a lot of rules that you can and can't do that you would think you would be allowed to do. Like when I first went in a condo, I was like, "Oh, cool! It'd be cool to rent a condo," and I could just if I want to go down, hang by the pool, and bring a beer down with me, drink by the pool. Well, you're not allowed to do that. You basically have it set up where you get fined. That's how they do it in Thailand. Besides, like shaking their finger at you and saying, "Shame on you," it's usually a 1,000 or 2,000 baht fine if they catch you drinking by the pool and stuff like that. Most of it is for safety. Then part of it is they don't want to clean up after people. They just that's what the fine line where I have an issue with a little bit is that if you treat something like a hotel, well, you need staff here to clean up after people. So they kind of run the borderline. It's a condo, but they treat it like a hotel because that's how they rent everything out. Now, a couple things I do really love about condo versus a resort is usually it's cheaper. Now, sometimes during high season, if they're renting it out like a hotel and you're only staying for a couple days or a week, you might end up paying the same thing you would pay for a resort. So that's when the perks really come in. Like you don't have better perks with a resort versus a condo if the price is the same. But sometimes the price isn't going to alter. Now, one of the main things I do really like that it might be for you, may not. If you're only here for a couple weeks, might not be a big deal. Is is like my condo. It's one bedroom. It comes with a small kitchen, has a big refrigerator, meaning that I can go grocery shopping. I go to the street markets. I can fill up the refrigerator with food and drinks and stuff like that. I can cook at home. Versus usually resort in your room. It doesn't come with a kitchen. It comes with a really small fridge, like if you went to college, like one of those little personal fridges, and that's it. So you're not really going to do any cooking or anything in your resort, in your room, but that's not the reason you're staying in a resort. Now, versus a resort, you can still eat at resort, you just have to pay for it. Most of the time, you can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Most resorts that I really do love, the resorts that I stayed, comes with a buffet breakfast. And lots of times they set up the buffet breakfast. Either they set it up by the pool, so you have a fantastic view. Lots of times if they have the view of the beach, it's the whole breakfast is set up by the beach, so you have the view of the beach. I mean, that's fantastic when you look at the resorts. It's just because of the views. As far as where you eat, even if you eat lunch there or dinner there, they will, the view will be just fantastic. When I stayed at Alamatra, some of the views were just fantastic when I went up and ate. Another thing at resorts that is kind of over condos is usually resorts are going to run a lot of events. Lots of times they'll have weekly bands come in and they have live music, live bands. They're run maybe once or twice a month, especially in high season, at least once or twice a month. They're host like special dinners, like really high end dinners, and the view will be fantastic. So I went to a few of those when I lived in Alamatra. So those are some of the perks that you really not going to have in a condo. Like a condo is really going to be just so close to how you would live in a condo in your home country. You know what I mean? Or if you do an Airbnb at a condo, that's what you get. We don't have any live events here. We don't have any live music here. They don't do once or twice a month. They don't do fancy dinners for us or anything else like that. Even if we pay for it, they don't do it because it's just really a condo, kind of simple. Even though it's fantastic here, uh, they don't do any of that here. I mean, a condo is just like if I rented a condo, owned a condo back in the States. It's really the same thing. But other than that, my friends, hopefully that helped. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much and kind of give you shed the light on some things. And other than that, if you have any questions, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.